Hello everybody. It is episode 3 out of 52 episodes that I am making this year to document my recovery through narcissistic abuse. So today we're going to talk about no contact and why no contact is so important. Before I get into that, I would just like to let you know that if you like this video and you feel that it has been helpful, please feel free to click the like and subscribe button. That way you will get notifications on future videos. Other than that, we can just kind of jump into it, okay? So, now when I'm talking about no contact with a narcissist, in my situation, I'm talking specifically if you're in an arrangement with an intimate partner and you don't have children. So in my case, I am married. I'm in the process of divorce, but I am married to a covert narcissist. Well, actually, I think she kind of bridges the spectrum. She has some traits of being a covert narcissist, some traits of being a somatic narcissist, and some traits of being a cerebral narcissist. So, yes, I kind of won in spades there, didn't I, ladies and gentlemen? At any rate, we are talking about no contact. So really, what is no contact? Well, no contact is just what it sounds like. It's no contact. You are to have no contact with that person. How? It can be hard because you have to realize that when you are getting out of the relationship, there are some physiological things that are going on in your head. You are addicted to this person or the idea of this person because you're not really addicted to the person because you never really knew who the person was through the relationship. It's usually not until after the discard phase that you really get to see who that person really was because everything else was just an act because that is what narcissists do. So we are talking about no contact with no kids, and this is no contact at all. This means if they call, don't answer. Better yet, make it to where they can't call. It is highly recommended that unless you have some reason, once again maybe with children, to have a dialogue with them, don't have it. Don't have it at all. I'm going through a divorce. I hired a lawyer. She has a lawyer. Guess what? No reason for any contact. So what did I do? I ended up blocking her. I blocked her on my phone, so she is now blacklisted on my phone, which means no calls, no texts, no pictures, anything like that. Nope, not gonna happen. Another thing, block on social media. This doesn't mean just defriending them. This means exactly what I said. Block them on all forms of social media. Now, this won't stop them from maybe jumping on one of their relatives or friends' Facebook or Twitter accounts or something like that, Instagram accounts, to stalk you or to find out a little bit about you. Are you involved? What have you been up to? That sort of thing. But it will allow you to be able to not have any contact with them as far as them sending you messages, friend requests, anything like that. And B, and more importantly, it will stop you from looking at their Facebook pages. Now, I can say with 100% certainty and honesty, I have not looked at my soon-to-be ex's Facebook account since she left. Why? Well, because I don't want to. Why would I want to feel even more crappy than I do about the whole situation? So when you go back and you're opening up a can of worms for yourself. You're giving yourself undue stress that just should not be, you shouldn't have to put yourself under that. So don't, They have shown that they could give two shits about you. So why should you care what they're doing or who they're doing? And let's face it, they are doing someone, and they were probably doing someone throughout the relationship as well. These are things that you have to get into your head. And hopefully with no contact, this addiction that you seem to have with the narcissist. It could be an addiction to conflict or an addiction to that ideal that I was speaking about earlier. In either case, just like if you were a heroin addict or if you were an alcoholic or if you were a pothead or anything like that, any drug that you're looking to give up, what do? You don't say, oh, okay, I'm just going to step down a little bit and maybe I'm only going to drink a 6-pack instead of a 12-pack, or maybe I'm only going to do, half the heroin that I usually do. No, you stop cold turkey. And what happens when you detox? Well, when you detox from a drug, your mind crashes, you get physically ill, and you are breaking the addiction bonds, because right now your brain is addicted to these certain chemicals that this high conflict relationship gave you. It was every time that you were arguing, or you were being gaslighted, or you were being lied to or cheated on, or you were trying to jump through those hoops in order to get the prize that never came, your brain was or your brain and body, I should say, was excreting different chemicals. So chemicals like endorphins, serotonin, oxytocin. These are all chemicals that your brain then became addicted to. And now that that person isn't there, guess what? You're going through withdrawals and you could get physically sick. I've stated in my other videos, I've lost about 40 pounds since then, maybe a little bit more, but day by day it does get better, but you have to make sure to block them on any and every social media, block them on your phone, most definitely, okay? Because this will help you to break the trauma bond, because through doing all of these different manipulations that a narcissist does, it's like they hurt you and then they come in and swoop you up and save you from your own hell because you're so depressed about it. And they do that time and time again, and it further reinforces in your brain that, oh, they're the only ones that can fix this. No, that is not the case. It may seem like that. Trust me, I know. I'm going through it right now. But it's not true. It is absolutely not true. You are the only one that can help to fix you. Now, getting into therapy and doing some other things like journaling and whatnot, like I had described before in my other videos, my last one, definitely good things to do. But do not look at them as your savior or as your drug or even as your friend. You cannot be friends with these people. You need to cut all contact with them to break this trauma bond so that your brain can start getting used to not having the association of these chemicals with that person, and it will slowly but surely break the addiction. I'm living proof so far that I am getting better day by day. Some days I feel worse than others, but I'm getting better day by day, okay? The next thing that you need to do when we're talking about no contact, why we do no contact. We're doing no contact to break those trauma bonds and everything and break the addiction, but we are also doing it so that we can start looking inward, so that we can start focusing on our needs, our dreams, our aspirations, okay? What was it that we wanted to do before we got involved with these individuals that we were no longer able to do? Well, for me, there were a lot of things. I always wanted to write a book. I always wanted to work out more. I always wanted to spend more time with my pets. I always wanted to work on remodeling my home. And these were things that the narcissist just would not allow me to do. It was taking up so much of my time just trying to please her that I was denying myself these things. Not anymore. That's what no contact is for. Getting back to basics, getting back to your roots, finding who you are. And I'll tell you right now, that person that you were before your narcissist, you will probably never be again. But it's okay, because you're going to end up being someone better because you have experience. And was it a traumatic experience? Yes. But let's not make this traumatic experience mean nothing. Let's learn from it. Let's grow from it, okay? Also, with no contact, another benefit of no contact is it gives you the time to put everything into perspective. So you're working on yourself, you've cut them from social media, put everything into perspective. Where do you want to go moving forward? Maybe there's something in your career that you want to change. Maybe you want to go back to school. Maybe you want to start new hobbies that you didn't have during or before your relationship. This is a great time to reflect. You have nothing but time right now, and I know it seems really lonely. And it seems like there's no one there, and you'll never find love again or anything like that. We don't need to worry about that right now, because true love comes from the inside out. And you need to love yourself. I know it sounds so cliche that you need to love yourself before you love anyone else, but it's really true. And you really do need to. And that's going to come through a lot of self-reflection. That's going to come from a lot of journaling. That's going to come from therapy. That's going to come from support from your friends and family. These are all things that help. Meditation, all of these things. So it helps to put things into perspective, okay? So, we talked about blocking emails, blocking phone numbers, when you go no contact, because it's all about no contact and not looking at any of their stuff. But also, avoid talking to anyone who still talk to them. If you have mutual friends, guess what? You no longer have mutual friends. Because if they're still hanging out with the narcissist and they were your friends to begin with and you brought them into the relationship, they're not your friends. And it's best to just cut all losses there. There are so many people out there. And is it hard to make friends? Yes, I understand that. I'm having a hard time making friends. But they'll come. And guess what? These friends will have no idea of that person. They'll have no idea what you went through. They will just be happy enjoying your company. And you can build a friendship off of that. It's very, very important, okay? I cannot stress that enough, because they might be flying monkeys, which are like little narcissistic minions, are the narcissist's minions, and they will plant seeds in your head, and they will give information back to the narcissist if he or she so wants the information. No, we don't need any of that. That person that hurt you does not deserve to know anything about you anymore. Anything. If you're having a good day, a bad day, if you're succeeding or if you're failing, you're doing so on your own merit. You are not doing so waiting and hoping that maybe they'll hear it, or no, none of that. Because it's your life and it's your life to live. So you need to end up living it for you. Okay? Make sense? Okay. So, another one, which is the big one. Throw away all reminders of the narcissist. Have photos? Delete them. Your narcissist bought you something? Burn it or throw it away. Now, if it's something like your narcissist bought you a PS4 or something like that, then you know what I would do? I'd sell it. I'd jump on one of the garage sale apps like OfferUp or Let Go or Craigslist or Facebook Marketplace. Put it up for sale. Then when you get the money, guess what? Buy another one that you bought. Everything needs to go. So that means everything. Any clothes, any knickknacks. My house no longer has anything in it that was a narcissist's. I got rid of everything. Anything about the wedding, anything about any gifts, which she really never gave me gifts. It was me giving the gifts. They're all gone. Any little mementos, trinkets, wedding album, everything. The only thing that I still have is my wedding ring, and it is upstairs. And why have I not thrown it away? Well, it was pretty expensive for one. And for two, I I don't know. I'm not ready to because I'm still married. Once the divorce is final, I might end up taking it down to one of those scrap gold places and saying, hey, what do you give me for it? Because it doesn't mean anything. It might have meant something to me, but it didn't mean anything to her. So why should I keep it around as a reminder? Because I'm letting you know why you get rid of all these things and why you block them and why you don't talk to people who associate with them. Because you are moving forward. You are going on with your life, just like he or she, in my case, tells me that she's going, or had told me that she's going on with her life. Okay, well, then I'm not holding on to the past. I'm not holding on to anything. Because all that is going to do for you, my friend, in the long run is hold you back. And you don't want to be held back. I'm 3 weeks formally via YouTube into my healing. And it's been tough. I still cry. I still have this interior dialogue that goes on. I still miss her. But that's okay. Because that just shows that I have some other things within myself to work on. And it's just like little bullet points in my mind. Just like you should look at it in your mind. They're just little bullet points of saying, hey, why is it that you miss her? Even after no contact, why is it that you miss her? She's not around manipulating you anymore. She's not around gaslighting you anymore. She's not involved with you. You are no longer in a formal relationship. So you're no longer cheating or being cheated on, stolen from, lied to. If you're still feeling like that, then there's probably something a lot deeper. And more than likely, most therapists and most online sources and whatnot that I have researched have said it's mostly due to something that has happened in our childhood. So maybe you had a parent that was abusive or neglectful, mother, father, caregiver, something like that. Maybe you had a sibling, an older sibling that acted as a caregiver, that abused you or neglected you in some way. These are things that first by yourself, if you can't find a therapist, but then with a therapist, be able to explore and find out. With me, I honestly believe it was because, well, my mother and my father divorced at an early age. So I was always looking for love, looking for that attachment. My dad was gone. And my mom then had to work a full-time job and part-time jobs. So I pretty much raised myself, or my older brother, my older sister helped, but they had lives of their own. So I grew up at a very young age alone. And I don't think I ever came to terms with that there were certain nurturing qualities that I was looking for that I never got when I needed them. So I need to start learning how to love and nurture myself, okay? And I honestly believe that that's why I got involved with the person that I got involved with. I think it was not because she was a sweet and nurturing person, no. She was a busy person that didn't seem to have enough time unless you were in her inner circle. I'm not saying that my mother was like that, but some of those qualities I could definitely see as being attractive to me because I was trying to repair that initial wound that never got repaired. Does that make sense, guys? So just to recap here, no contact is essential. You are not going to get past any of this unless you get them out of your lives. And I know it hurts. And I know that you're like, well, I just don't talk to them. I don't message them. And if they write back, I don't respond. That's no contact. That's not no contact, rather. Because they're still planting those seeds in your head. You know right now, if you do no contact, like I know, if I do no contact right now, she could have written me 20 times and tried calling me 20 times. And guess what? Doesn't matter because I don't know. So I don't know if she thinks about me, if she cares about me, if she's trying to get a hold of me. It's not my problem anymore. My problem is me. That is not being selfish, ladies and gentlemen, at all. That is looking after yourself. Because in the end, you are all you have. You might have parents. You may have friends. You may also have family. But in the end, it's you. At the end of the day, it is you, and you have to take care of you. So, that's pretty much all I have to say about no contact. I would like to let you guys know that I'm hoping that you guys are journaling. I'm hoping that you guys are doing a little bit of meditation. If you're trying to get through all of this, that is awesome. I have been doing a ton of journaling. I actually stepped up my journaling. I am now writing a book. Yes, I'm writing a book right now. I can't really give you too much of the details other than I started January 7th. I've got the preface and the outline for the whole book is written, and now I'm starting to flesh it out. It is going to be a combination of narrative with an informational segment for each chapter. It is going to be on abuse and abuse survivors, and I'm hoping that by me writing this, not only will I be able to get it out of my head, because that's what we talked about last video, but I might be able to help someone else, because not everybody will be able to view these videos, or who knows, I don't know how long I'll actually have them up after I'm recovered. We'll have to see if there's a demand. But I think that in writing this book and getting it self-published and putting it on some online marketplaces and maybe making it available as free downloads or discounted downloads or something for people, it can really help, because a lot of the books that I have seen are by professionals. And they have this very professional tone. And all these people have lots of letters at the end of their name. You know, MS or MA or MED or PhD or any of the stuff. That's great. And they are very knowledgeable. However, sometimes you just want to hear from a peer. And a lot of times when they have all them letters, the alphabet soup after their name, it doesn't really seem like they're your peers. It seems like you're their subordinates. So that is another reason for me to be writing this book. But all in all, it is simply me journaling. I'm journaling just like I'm video journaling now. Okay. Remember that I do have a Facebook support group. It is linked in the video. Or should be linked down there. Please feel free, if you have any questions or comments, to post them down there. If I start to get questions and comments, maybe I will do an additional segment weekly where I will be answering your questions or trying to give you a little bit of insight or links to resources that I might find pertain to what you leave me, okay? So, with that being said, I want each and every one of you today to know that you are very special, you are very loved. You didn't deserve any of this. And within time, you will be okay. I'll see you next week, everybody. Bye.